Yo, what it do? Welcome. Today is the day we get down. I just watched the virtual RIOT video, the new one, episode 3, and he showed how to make a growl bass in the video. It's kind of hard to follow, so I just want to show you guys how to make this growl bass. It's really dope. It's kind of like a 2-in-1 bass. We're going to make 2 different basses here, but it's really dope, and it's a perfect call for your response. So let me show you the project that I made right now. This full project will be on my Patreon, and these 2 basses are what we're going to learn in this video. Let's check it. So these 2 basses are the ones. I started with making these first, and then right after it I made this downbeat, which is the chord. So as you hear, the first one is like a little hit, and this one is like a wide growl. We'll get into both of those. First, let's get into this wide growl. Now, the processing that we have on here is pretty simple. We have a dynamic tube set on 38% wet. This EQ8 having notches at 337 and at 711. Saturator at 10 decibels. Phaser on phaser mode. Amount all the way down. Feedback at 50%. Dry and wet is at 30%. Then we have the convolver gun reverb at 21% dry and wet. Look at all these settings here. The convolution IR. So that puts us in the space we need. We'll go ahead and turn these off for now. This is before. And this is after. You hear that makes a big difference. When you first start making this patch, the first thing you want to do is load up just a regular saw wave. And you want to start making the pitch bend first before you start actually making the sound. The reason is when the pitch bend is there first, when you start changing the knobs and serum, you'll be able to easily make the decisions that will be in that final sound. So starting here with the pitch bend, we do a ramp up. Goes sustained here, and then it goes down a little bit. If we look in serum, it is -12 on the pitch bend. And then this note that we're playing is D1. All right, cool. So we'll start from scratch here. First thing we started with is Oscillator A on basic shapes, which is a saw. We're using 4 voices. Detune is at 0.12, blend is at 75. The LFO1 is made into this rounded shape, quarter note rate. And we put LFO1 on the detune, and it's going up 38. Don't forget randoms down. The wavetable position is on 2 for this basic shapes to be on saw, and the levels all the way down with the LFO on the level going all the way up. Turn on the noise, bright white, turn the level up 35. The LFO is going up and the levels all the way down. The sub is turned on with direct out, levels all the way down with the LFO going all the way up. This is what it's going to sound like. With 1 voice, it sounds like this. With 4. Cool. We're starting to get a sound that we want here. Effects are all on currently. We can go ahead and turn these off for now. This is the sound that you're going to have. With the noise on, we want to go ahead and add some distortion right away. Distort it all together. Add some hyperdimension. Mixes all the way down. LFO is going up 65. Rates at 67. Detunes at 69. Dimension size all the way down. Mixes all the way down, and the LFO is going up 31. This here is adding width. Turn on Oscillator B. Go to digital. Add on ethos. Wavetable positions at 10. We're going to put the LFO1 on this level as well. Detune it to 0.16 with 2 voices of unison. Adding a little bit more thickness, getting it full. Turn on the filter, high pass 12. This is going to create a lot of movement with the sound, and we're going to create a separate LFO. It looks like this. Quarter note rate. We put it on the cutoff, which is on 57 hertz, and then the LFO goes up 20. Resonance is at 55%. So now the sound is moving with the filter. Before, after. Adding movement, that's what we want here. So after we have all of our main oscillator set up, we can go back to the filter, turn on phase 36 plus. We can move the cutoff to taste, but right here it's at 176. We make a separate LFO for this. It's a little bit different shape. Put it on trigger and put it on the cutoff. So it's going up 15. And on the resonance is going up 68. The resonance is turned all the way down. LFO going up 68. Drives at 15%. Now this filter before, after. Really putting it in its own little space. Cool filter. Then we use the compressor to get it loud. Turn on multiband. We turn the gain up to 13. Before, after. Really getting the volume now. Then we use this EQ. Actually, no, this EQ is not being used. That's the sound completely. Now with this, you can move this cutoff on the filter to change the tone. And create new growls. Cool. This is the first bass. And as you see here, it's only, so this is a whole bar. It's only taking up a quarter of a full bar. You go ahead and turn on the dynamic tube. EQ8. Saturator. Phaser. Convolver. You can turn the saturator down to taste. Mix it in. So then after this bass, we kind of want to have another bass hit right before it just to add nice flow. We basically duplicated this patch. Make this. You see here, it's the same post-processing. But here we added an EQ8 to cut out the lows. We'll go ahead and open this patch and see what we did. First off, we turned the pitch bend off. You'll need pitch bend here. We go ahead and go to the effects and go to the EQ. The main way that we're making the sound change like this is with an EQ. We make a new LFO. It's really short like this. And we turn on this high cut on the EQ. We move the frequency to 52 all the way down here. And then we put the LFO on the frequency knob and go up 50. So now every time it plays, it will move and a lot of the frequencies will be removed. So like we're barely letting the frequencies come out. So that's important. I went ahead and changed this filter to phase 48 just to add a different tone. And we changed this wavetable from ethos to Evo long grease for thicker transient sound. Very subtle changes to make this transient bass, but it works really well. Transitions nice to this with the sub and the drums and everything. It sounds cool. Remember, if you guys want all these sounds like the subs and all the basses I made, it'll be on my Patreon in a full project that you guys can get. All my previous videos do have full breakdowns on these basses, like the Thrasher bass or the Stoned level bass I have as well, or the Marauda sustain bass. You guys can check those out if you need them. That will be cool. That'll be down. Thank you guys for joining. Lots more virtual Riot videos coming soon. Otherwise, have a good night. Refreshed, real.